welcome back to the next segment of the Package Your Brilliance Series. I'm Stacy Walker.
And I'm Deborah Anderson.
And of course, we have another amazing featured expert for you today. Bev, thank you so much for being a part of this series. Can you introduce yourself to the people that are watching and listening? Share who you are, what you do, and how you help people.
Sure. So it's so lovely to be with you, Stacy, and nice to meet you too, Deborah. I always love connecting with you, Stacy, and watching what you're putting out all the time and how you're helping people. So thank you very much. So I'm a transformational relationship coach. Our relationships bring us our biggest joy and our biggest challenge in the world. And I help people understand their specific personal challenges to their lives and their biography, while simultaneously enhancing the joy in their relationships, be they intimate, with colleagues, with friends, with family members, parents, children. It doesn't matter what the nature of the relationship is, but all relationships do bring us so much joy and so much challenge, because we don't live in caves. We're hardwired to be together, co-create, just like we're doing here. Together we bring out so much more than if we were just doing things all by ourselves. And our strength is in the co-creation, is in doing things together.
Yes, that's another thing that I love about you, is that you love to co-create. You're very gifted at developing great relationships with people. So we can always learn so much from you. So thank you. So for today's topic, it's all about productivity tips that build businesses. I know this is a broad topic. However, Bev, this is a topic that can definitely be unique to you based off of your experiences and what has helped you on your journey. So, during the beginning stages of your entrepreneurial journey, what productivity tips helped you the most?
Okay, that's such a great question. And I think you were concerned a little bit because my topic is relationships. And it's not digital marketing or whatever what other technical help we might need along the way. And we do need that help. But the bottom line is we will only move forward through the relationships we create and build and maintain. So for me personally, it was firstly realizing you don't do anything by yourself. I could pick up a self-help book and read and progress possibly a little bit, but we also co-regulate each other. In other words, if I'm like, oh, I don't know, I can't understand what they want me to do, how do I get onto this platform? We can co-regulate because we can share information that I have that you don't have. You'll give me what I don't have. We feel each other by listening to each other. So for me, there have been a few aspects that have been really powerful. Number one is recognizing that I need others on this journey. I cannot create this by myself. I cannot touch people just by myself. I can't coach without clients. I can't move my business forward unless I reach out to someone like you who could help me with the digital aspect. I don't need to spend my time on the technical understanding. And what that will do is, I just want to spend a moment on that technical aspect. It magnifies, it highlights. So it doesn't mean that I'm going to be a better coach because I've got a fabulous website and I'm great on Facebook. I could be spending more time there than actually doing the work of serving people. I could be doing a terrible job and have fabulous technical support, right? And that will just highlight it quicker for me that I'm inauthentic or doing a bad job. What really is strong is to create the relationships. So that, I would say, is your number one, almost your big vision. Who can help me on this journey? It's not a weakness to ask that question. We all need people. So I met a woman, it took a while, and this is another thing. It doesn't matter if you go through many people who will help you along your journey, because you are at different stages. So the first person who helped me with Facebook was like, create 6 months of Motivation Monday and Tuesday tips or whatever it is. And I was spending so much time not doing the work that I was good at until I met somebody who was aligned with what I was saying. And the first thing she said to me is, for instance, you need to be on video. Your power is in your speaking. And I was like, not in your life. I can't do that. And she patiently took me step by step by step. She held my hand. She never put me down. She was, what can you do? Finding someone who will go with your pace. What can you do today? Because this is a passion that you really have. You really love it, Bev. But how can you get it out there that people know what it is? So connecting, baby steps, one conversation at a time. You want to work with somebody either as a coach to support them or to get support from someone, get in on the conversation. I get so many things on Facebook like, I can help you get your word out. No introduction, know who they are. We don't even form a relationship, right? It's just, I can help you. Really? But who are you? Get to know, Deborah's laughing, get to know people one conversation at a time so that you can deepen your understanding of what they can give you and what you can give them as well along your journey. What else have I looked at? Yeah, trigger points. In one of my jobs, I have a great boss, and we're like this the whole time. We talk about great relationships until I stopped one day and I said, what is my role in this relationship? What am I bringing here? Never mind him, I can't change him. And I revisit difficult conversations every day at the end of my day. And I revisit them in terms of what's my role? Where was I being triggered? What is it that I want and that they're not able to fulfill? It's something about me. So trying not to look at the other and blaming the other, but what's my contribution here? So I would say those are kind of my 5 tips, if you like. I would say have that conversation, reach out for help, use your social media to magnify what you can do, not to magnify your inauthenticity, because people will pick that up immediately. Look at your trigger points. Why don't I like working with so-and-so? What is it about me that I can learn? Where can I expand? What was the last thing? Baby steps. Baby steps. And I will add one more thing. If I say to people, what is it you want in this relationship? When you find the relationship you want, what is it you want? Well, I'll be happy. And I always say a goal isn't a place to get to. A goal is a place to come from. If I will be happier when I have X, Y, and Z, I need to already show up like that so that the universe sees me and I will start attracting what it is I want. So I would say do not ever undermine the power of the relationship in whatever it is you do.
Wow. It goes perfectly with this entire series. So thank you so much, because I couldn't agree with you more. You know, relationships are everything just in life. You know, we are made to co-create together to help each other achieve goals, and have that emotional support, and beyond that. So as far as business, I'm so glad that you mentioned like building relationships, focusing on building relationships from the get-go and genuine relationships, because there is a lot of fakery out there, of course. And for those of you watching and listening, you will definitely notice it as time goes on. You'll be able to spot it. That is definitely independent, a self-starter, a self-learner. However, that can definitely hinder their progress because they're not opening up to receiving help. And the reason why I know this is because my first 5 years of my journey, I did not want to ask anyone for help. Bev has really nailed it when it comes to relationship.
I love what you're saying, Bev. And, I was just thinking as you were sharing this, and I know this sounds really cliche, but I mean, my husband, and I want to say how many years we've been married. Let's put it this way. It's a long time, but I don't want to give away my age, but he's my best friend. And the relationship, I mean, we work together. We're both musicians. We perform together. We have complementary skill sets, but I check with him like, hey, honey, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? So it's not just life partners, it's in life in general. And it's really nice to be married to your best friend, but a key part of that is actually working and caring about the relationship enough to actually value it and listen to each other and think, well, I go on and on about like relationship. You're the relationship advice expert there and relationship coach, but I just love what you're saying. Thank you so much.
So for people who are wanting more from you, because you provided so much, and this is like barely scratching the surface. So where can people connect with you outside of this series, online?
So they can look at my website, www.bevcoil.co.il, my Facebook page, and LinkedIn. I would say those are the main places. They can always DM me or write to me through my website. On my website, there's some free resources. I've written several blogs, many blogs, and there's a free download on our sense of belonging in a relationship, which allows us to become who we need to become, want to become our emergent self. So they're welcome to download that free video series. And of course through you, they can ask you, right? They can ask for help, right? You interviewed this lady, we'd like her information. So there's always so many ways. If you just pause a minute, your creative juices get into action. Where can I get this information?
Make sure to take her up on this opportunity to access the video series and connect with her. Like, she is here to support you. And if any questions come up, ask her. She is here for you. So, Bev, before we close out this segment, I have one final question for you. And I consider this a nugget of wisdom to give the people that are watching and listening.
So I want to encourage everyone to reach out and speak to people and ask for help. It doesn't come from a self-help book, as I've said. We need to speak to the other. And a very important tip, I would say, is to remember people's humanity, yours and mine. We're not perfect and we don't need to be perfect. And Stacey and I actually had a perfect example of a lot of technical stuff that went wrong and misunderstandings of when we were meeting. And I could have said, you know what, I'm done. I'm not interested in this relationship anymore. But we didn't. We gave pause and said, can we try again? And I urge you to always remember, I make mistakes and the other makes mistakes. And so often, so very, very often, it's really not with bad intention. So don't just throw everything out the window in haste. Let me put it that way.
Yes, I love that. What beautiful words of wisdom. And there you have it. Bev, you are absolutely amazing. Thank you for your generosity, your brilliance, and thank you for being a shining light in this world and being a part of this series.
Thank you both for the opportunity.
Thank you. So there you have it. This concludes today's segment.